Hi, welcome to Cute Things by Rebecca. I am Rebecca, and today we're going to be making um, a cute little tissue holder in the hoop. Um, I had a request for one that would fit a 5x7, and this is what I decided to do with this. I have been making these on the sewing machine for years, and I'm glad I finally have it in the hoop project, so I don't have to worry about straight lines. Anyways, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways we can make this. We're going to make it with woven fabric, and we're going to make it with vinyl. Look at how cute that is. So this one is made with vinyl, and it's turned. So the process to make this is the same as this. But we're going to make one with the seams on the outside, the stitching on the outside, because that looks cute too. And it's just a little bit different when we make it this way than this way. But if you want to make them in vinyl or woven, you can do that. It's cute. This project is unlined, so there's no lining at all, and I don't really think you need it. It's just basic, real quick project, and I made so many of them, they've multiplied. I made several in vinyl. I made some in other fabrics, but anyways, they're just fun. Great for gifts. They're practical. Hang them in your purse so you have your tissue with you in your car, wherever you want. Let's talk Kleenex real quick. So the package of Kleenexes that I can find at my Walmart in the travel section, they have 3 packs in the travel section, and they also have larger packs in the tissue aisle where you find your toilet paper, paper towels, and Kleenex. They have like a 6 or a 9 pack of these. These open from the side, but if you can't find those and they open from the top, like I know some of do, just cut a slice in the packaging, and this project will work just fine for those. So let's get started. It's only a few steps on the machine, and I have placements for tabs and everything, so if you wanted to add a tab at the top, you can certainly do that. So we're going to make both of the projects, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So for woven, so the design is approximately 3.5 by 5.5 ish, so I don't know the exact dimensions. Anyways, you want to cut a piece of fabric at maybe 4 by 6, and then you want to cut your pocket pieces, but you want to cut them a little larger because we're going to fold them in half and iron them over. I think I have this cut at 6 by 7, so I have 3.5 because we're going to want a little overlap, and that's why I cut the fabric a little larger. But you can definitely use smaller pieces. I always cut large, and I say it in all my patterns, I'd rather have more than not enough. So that's what you need, 2 pieces for the pocket on the main piece for the back. For the vinyl, it's the same but different. So you need your back piece 4 by 6 ish, and then you 2 pocket pieces. I just have 3-inch strips here, and remember we're wanting to overlap it too, so make sure you cut your strips a little larger than what you think you want, because we don't want to misjudge what we need. So, and your preferences might be a little different. I've been using about a 1/2 inch overlap on these, and I think it works great for those. The vinyl, you might want to add a little more overlap because vinyl is poofy, and it poofs a little bit, and if you don't put enough overlap on it, it may you may not be able to close it if you want it closed. You see what I mean? So vinyl's poofy, so make sure your overlap's a little larger on the vinyl projects. And I'm just going to show you. This is the one we're making with the stitches on the outside. And I think it turned out cute this way too. It gives it a fun little look with the little pointed edges and stuff. I don't know. I just think it's cute. It kind of looks like a cat with little cat ears, huh? Anyways, so we're going to make it this style right here. So let's get started. The first step on the machine is a placement step. Go ahead and run that. I'm going to do that. I will be right back. Oh, before I run the placement steps, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you what kind of stabilizer I'm using. So for the woven one, I'm going to use Cutaway because I like the added stability the stabilizer gives to this project. You can use Tearaway, whatever you like. For the vinyl, I am using Tearaway. So the preference is always up to you when it comes to stabilizer on projects like these. Use what you want. Okay, I'm going to go run those right now. Okay, so we have our placement lines on the stabilizer. So now what you want to do is grab your back piece for your woven, pretty side up, and lay it over the entire design. Run that next step. It's going to tack it down. For the one in vinyl made like this, you want to take your main piece and place it pretty side down. So it's the opposite as the woven, but if you made this style with vinyl and woven, follow this, or I'm sorry, if you want to make it this way with vinyl, follow this pattern. So it's just a little bit different on how you place the main fabrics. So go ahead and run the next step. Okay, so now that we have our materials tacked on, the next step on the machine is a placement for your tab. If you want to use your tab, I suggest running it anyways because it's your center. So the tab, I went ahead and ran those real quick so I could show you. The tab placement is about 1.5 inches, and you want to use those as your guide if you're putting the tab so you can get it centered. So I went ahead and ran those, but you can go ahead and run those now. Let's add our tab. So I just have some fold over elastic. You can use whatever you like, ribbon, a piece of vinyl, whatever you want. So the project that has woven, since we're going to be turning it, you want to have your loop on the inside of your project with the raw edges on the outside. So just go ahead and line it up in the center how you like it and tape it. And then for the one with vinyl that we're not turning, you want to have your loop on the outside of the project, not on the inside, like so. Okay, and there is a tack down stitch. If you want the extra security for these, go ahead and run those. I'm going to run them right now because I like the extra stitching in the tabs. So I will be right back. We are almost finished, everyone. I obviously don't need that long, so I'm going to trim that. Okay, so the last step, now what you want to do is grab your pocket pieces for your woven. Let's do the woven one. And the ironed over edge you want on the center of your project, and you want them to overlap a little bit. Now, the one you put on the bottom will be the one that shows up. So you want to line that one up, center with your elastic there. So I'm going to center that one like so, and then the other one is the one I'm going to overlap. So I'm going to do about 1 inch, 1/2 inch to 1 inch overlap like that. Okay, what I like to do when there's open edges, I like to tape them where I know the machine is going to run. So the stitch line, I'm just going to put a piece of tape over that edge so my foot doesn't catch under that. I have a machine that has a very low foot clearance, and if I didn't do this, it would rip it right up. So where the seams are, where it's going to stitch again, I like to put tape here. I also like to put it in the middle because when the machine stops, this is the last step, most machines go back towards the center, and I don't want my project ripping up. So this one is done. We will do that in just a minute. And then this one, for the vinyl, you want your pocket pieces facing up, pretty side up, since we're not turning it or anything. So what you see is what you get. So what you want to do here is that last piece that you put down, you want that in the center here, and then have your overlap on the bottom one. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I'm just gonna go over a little bit like so, and I'm gonna overlap it or line this one up with the center the best I can. And then we're gonna run that last step, and I'm gonna tape where the stitches are gonna go. I will be right back. Yay, okay, we are almost finished. We are done with the machine now. So now what you want to do is just remove from your hoop, clean up your stabilizer, and trim all around. I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. This one, I'm going to trim it, and I'm going to be careful not to cut that, that tab. I do that sometimes, and it drives me crazy. Anyways, so go ahead and do that. I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Okay, I already cut this one out. Look how cute it is, and stuffed it full of paper. I don't know. I kind of like the look of the pillow. It could be a Barbie pillow too if you wanted it to be. Anyways, get you all kinds of things with that. I wanted to tell you when I trim the woven, I like to use pinking shears. It helps with the fraying and stuff. Since this is not lined, the seams are open on the inside, but shouldn't be an issue with a project like this unraveling. So I'm gonna finish cutting around this, and then I'll show you how to turn it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I trimmed it. I'm gonna leave the tab just a little bit long because I don't want it pulling out if it gets snagged on my purse or something. I'll just melt it a little bit. And then all you do is just turn. Poke out your corners as you're going along, and you'll have a cute little project. And like I said, I like to use the cutaway in projects like this using woven. It gives it a little bit more stiffness, and I like that. There's my chopstick. And just poke out your little corners. And there you have it, a cute little tissue holder. You just put your little tissues in there, and they're at your disposal whenever you need them. It's just a cute little fun project. And like I said, I used to make these on the sewing machine all the time, and I don't have to now. So here we are. And like I said earlier in the video, you can totally make it with vinyl and do the turning, just like this one. But look at them all. I've made so many, and they're super cute. And when you're making for gifts or making bags or something, it's just it's something extra that you can add to the bag. Or if you have a commission or something, cute little gifts. I always put gifts with when I sell bags and stuff, and I'm thinking these would be great addition to those. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like these. Have a great day.